Welcome back to What You Should Have Said Was, the channel where we talk all about tough conversations with friends, family members, loved ones, and anyone else who happens to be important to you. So today I want to talk to you about the toughest conversation of them all. That's of course the one that you should have with yourself. So I'm going to talk about why tough conversations with yourself are important, how they can make your relationships better with others, and give you a couple of ways to get started. So I realize that whenever I tell people what I do, which is help people have tough conversations with the most important people in their lives, the room kind of goes quiet. People are mildly to palpably uncomfortable, and I think I know why. I think that when people hear the term tough conversation, they perhaps flash back to times in their lives when they've received feedback and it hurt, or times that they've tried to have a frank conversation with someone and they were either rejected or ignored. So that's why we get this feeling of tension and unease. So in our culture, we are constantly bombarded with images of easy and fast results, and tough conversations are neither easy nor fast. Sometimes they're rather lengthy and protracted, and they require us to go through a wide range of feelings that we might not be familiar with. Yeah, many of you out there listening to this right now are probably hesitant to put yourself out there in that way. You're hesitant to share your feelings, your ideas, your needs with someone who matters to you, with someone whose opinion you value, and with someone on whose presence you rely in your life. So one way to practice tough conversations with others is, of course, to start with yourself. The way that you speak with and interact with yourself spills over into all of your other relationships, either directly or indirectly. For instance, people who constantly lie to others are most likely lying first and foremost to themselves. And people who are extremely compassionate towards others have likely practiced being compassionate towards themselves. In short, you cannot give to others what you do not have within yourself. So, one of the best ways to improve your relationships with others is to work on the relationship that you have with yourself. In order to have a good relationship with yourself, you need to be authentic. So, authenticity is one of those words that actually I'm not a big fan of. It's simply too airy-fairy and overused. Many people think it lacks substance simply because it's become so commonplace. It's everybody and their cat is using the word authentic. But it's still valuable to talk about authenticity and the role that it plays in the relationship we have with ourselves. Since I decided I don't like the word authenticity, I'll simply refer to it as being real. Being real means being in touch with the essential truth of what it is like to be you, what it is like to walk the planet as you, feeling the things that you do, craving the things that you do, wanting and fearing the things that you do, hoping for the things that you're hoping for. That's the essential truth of being you. That's your authenticity. We can also define authenticity by its opposite, which is being fake. We all know people that we label as fake. I'm not a big fan of this term either because I feel like it's really dismissive. If someone's being fake or inauthentic, chances are it's probably because they simply lack the confidence to know that they'll be accepted for who they are. We all act fake from time to time. We say we liked something when we really didn't. We describe things as awesome when they were really comme ci, comme ça. We mask our disappointment with anger and our anger with silence. However, it is my opinion that a well-lived life is one where you get to live as the real version of yourself for the majority of the time. That means that you're being real with others more often than not. So what do we need to do to act authentically the majority of the time? Well, we need to have really tough conversations with ourselves. We need to understand who we are, what we want, and really figure out if what we're doing right now is going to help us get it. Once you understand yourself, you'll still be fake from time to time, but at least you'll be doing it consciously. It'll be a conscious choice rather than a lifestyle, a kind of fake it till you make it kind of lifestyle. I mentioned in my previous video that I believe that the quality of our lives depends on the quality of our relationships. And the most important relationship that you'll ever have, the basis of all of your other relationships, is your relationship with yourself. So the next time that you fake something, the next time you act in a way that isn't real for you, isn't authentic for you, take a moment to ask yourself some tough questions. Ask yourself why you're doing this, what it is that you're hiding, and what is the underlying fear there? What do you fear would happen if you were real? Now, a good way to gauge this is to ask yourself, what am I running from? Or what am I running towards? And is running really the best option here? Sometimes it is, and sometimes it isn't. But that's a conversation that you need to have with yourself. And it's a tough one because the answers might surprise you. The answers might shock you. The answers might even disappoint and disgust you. It's important at this stage not to fall into the temptation of self-judgment. It's really important to express self-compassion here. Yeah, you might be hitting upon some uncomfortable truths about the choices that you've been making. But, just as Dr. Phil likes to say, you cannot change what you don't acknowledge. You have to acknowledge something first in order to be able to change it. So even if you're not happy with what you find when you commence this line of questioning, keep in mind that just by virtue of uncovering the issue, you have given yourself the power to heal it. So there you have it. Have tough conversations with yourself. It's great practice for when you need to have them with other people. More importantly, having tough conversations with yourself will help you to define exactly what it is that you're looking for in the relationships that you have with others. It'll help you have healthier relationships. And at the end of the day, that's what we all want. Thank you so much, and I look forward to the next one. Take care.